Okay, hello and welcome. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I'm really excited that you've taken time out of your busy day to be here with us today. We're going to be here for approximately 45 minutes. We're going to be sharing some stories. We're going to be sharing some information about the LumiVitae Cellpower vessel and how it can support you. And then we're also going to be talking about this incredible business and ground floor opportunity that LumiVitae is. So I'm going to just start by saying a little bit about who I am and why I'm excited to be working with LumiVitae. I've been on a journey of healing and health and recovery from a stage 4 cancer diagnosis for a little over 5 years. And I'd worked to heal my body naturally for the first 4 years. And then a year ago, everything kind of spiraled downward and it was pretty serious. I was in bed. I couldn't move without oxycodone, and it was horrible. Um, but right before all that occurred, I had found this incredible molecular hydrogen water vessel. And so even in my darkest days, I was still drinking the molecular hydrogen water. And it was hard for me initially to tell like how it was benefiting me because I was in so much pain. My torso, my spine, and all my ribs were riddled with cancer. It lit up like a Christmas tree if you looked at my MRI. So it was really serious. Uh, Fast forward to August, where I was talking with my oncologist. I started working with an oncologist to do metronomic low dose chemotherapy, which is about a third of the chemotherapy that standard oncologists do. And I said, "So, Dr. Chu, how am I doing compared to other women that you're working with or have worked with that have a stage 4 cancer diagnosis?" And he said, "Stephanie, you're doing really well." He said, "You have to know that you're doing really, really well." And I took that in and I was really happy, obviously, because I had nothing to compare my journey to. But when he initially started working with me, he's like, "You're going to be with me for about a year to a year and a half." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm not." I truly believe in the power of the mind, and I truly believe in the regenerative power of my body. And I was doing all kinds of things to heal my body. And the foundational one for me was drinking this water all day, every day, even during chemo. People ask me that all the time. Were you drinking it during chemo? I'm like, yep, sure was. So um, then I was driving in my car. Um, with my mom that summer, same month, I think in August. And this is another part of my story. So not only do I feel like I healed stage 4 cancer incredibly rapidly, I've had clear scans since last May. But I was driving with my mom, and she's 83, and she was looking down at my arms, and she's like, "Steph, look at the skin on your arms." And I'm like, "What about it?" And I'm looking down, and I was just staring at my arms for a few minutes. And I was quiet and I said, "Oh my God, Mom." I said, "You know what you're looking at?" I said, "You're looking at a hydrated body." So I'm 60. I just turned 60 in January. And for years, I was that gal that slathered on creams and lotions and in an effort to deal with the very dry arms and shins that I had. I'd take off my yoga pants and the flakes would just fly. That is not the case anymore at all. So I can't believe my skin. And there's nothing else that I've changed other than the water that I've been drinking. So out of the gate, I just wanted you to know that that's why I'm here today to share the good news with you that we do not need to be spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on creams and lotions to be improving our skin. We can just be drinking molecular hydrogen water. And also, obviously, I'm a stand for you if you're dealing with a cancer diagnosis or someone in your life that is that I think early stages probably can remedy what's going on a lot more rapidly than I was able to. But still, I think that I'm where I am today with energy, doing my life, living my life. Yes, because of the metronomic low dose chemo, but it doesn't get much more foundational than water to support our health and our healing. And I'm incredibly grateful to this device for my health and my life. So, without further ado, I've got some special guests with me today that I'm really excited to be bringing on shortly. But first, Cindy, will you go ahead and just let's start the slideshow because we've got some gorgeous slides for you all. Share a little bit about, oh, there we go. Thank you, Colette. To share with you a little bit more about what are the benefits. A lot of people get confused about what it is that we have here, and I was really lost when it came to water. I was very lost. Um, Initially, 5 years ago, I was at Hope for Cancer in Mexico, and they were giving us hydrogen water, but it wasn't molecular hydrogen water. I've learned that distinction very recently. And so that's what we have. We have molecular hydrogen water, and LumiVitae is the company that creates this incredible Cellpower device. So it is a wellness technology that is literally inspiring the hydrogen revolution. Like we are collaborating with leaders in the hydrogen field that are like, what you guys are doing is you're doing it right, and I want to support that, which is very meaningful to me. We're on a mission to light up the world, creating a future where technology and wellness evolve together, guided by the universal principles of nature. And
Stephanie's speaking right now. She told me Stephanie's
please. Thanks. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about the device in a moment, and you'll hear more about why it is guided by the universal principles of nature, which is pretty exciting. Go ahead, Cindy, next one. Yeah. So, as the first element formed in the universe, hydrogen is not just the essence of stars, but also the genesis of all life, the primordial substance from which all living beings emerge. I actually didn't know that until I started working with Lumi. So, um, Lumi Vitae means the light of life. And so, what we're doing is we are infusing filtered water with the light of life, which is molecular hydrogen. That's what the bottle does. We're fusing hydrogen and frequency. So the hydrogen comes from the bottom and the frequency comes from the top. And Colette's going to be talking about that in a moment here. Turning water into wellness. So we all know that we're made of water, right? That our cells have water. Like what, 77% of us is made of water. And even more so when you get into all the organs. So molecular hydrogen is set to revolutionize healthcare and wellness, representing $1 billion frontier in medical research, treatment, modalities, and wellness products. Ooh, that's like head spinning, actually, as I read that to you. So, and if you look at the science the way that I have to heal my body of cancer, the science is very clear that molecular hydrogen can support someone with a cancer diagnosis, but it can support so many other things. And we're going to be sharing more stories with you today about how it can help you and potentially your loved ones. Molecular hydrogen turns water into a powerful wellness tool, combating dehydration and oxidative stress simultaneously. Thanks for muting everyone. All right. So without further ado, I want to introduce a friend, a colleague of mine. Her name is Colette Schnabel, but she's known as the biohacking mama. And Colette is, she is tuned in to the best of the best that's going to support you in supporting not just yourself but your children. And this is what I love about you, Colette, because our kids are everything. They are our future. And I'm going to invite you on, Colette, to share about the benefits, but will you also share some of what this device and the molecular hydrogen has done for your health, and your children's health?
Yes, absolutely. I'm like talking like, yeah, still on mute. Hi, everybody. Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I honor you for, trusting and believing in there was a natural way that you could support your body as much as possible through this journey. And I'm so happy that you are here to be able to share your story of healing and how this has been an amazing vehicle and part of that journey. Like she said, I love this space. 5 years ago, I found my peeps. I've been in the wellness space for over 9 years now. But it wasn't really until I found the technology side of the longevity space that I really fell in love. My personal journey in a nutshell was that I thought, super, super healthy, but then I started to develop chronic pain and debilitating anxiety and depression. And it wasn't until someone educated me on what frequencies are and frequency therapy and how this could benefit me and potentially in my journey. I had to really unlearn. I had to unlearn a lot of things that I grew up thinking was not real, that was woo-woo. And it was a really quick awakening because frequencies spoke to my body so fast that I couldn't believe that this was something that wasn't talked about in the everyday conversation. So I have fallen in love with this world of biohacking, health optimization, and longevity. And like Stephanie said, I love to find the best of the best, but also help everyone weed out the noise, the snake oil, because this industry of wellness and longevity is set to be over a $3 trillion industry within the next few years. And so obviously everyone wants a piece of the pie, but then there's also pieces of that pie that's out there that aren't doing as good for our health and our healing journey. And so that's why I only want to work with the best of the best. And so when LumiVitae and the Cellpower device came to me over a year and a half ago, I knew I had to be part of this huge mission. So let me go into a little bit about the amazing benefits of molecular hydrogen and how it works. So like Stephanie said, it is the smallest molecule and it's what created everything here in the universe. But don't let its small size fool you. It is one of the most powerful antioxidants and biohacks for your body. It neutralizes free radicals. Hydrogen is a selective antioxidant, meaning it only removes the bad free radicals that cause aging and disease and inflammation, and leaving the good ones that your body needs. It's the smallest molecule, so it can cross our blood-brain barrier, and that's not a common thing that can happen when using therapeutic, natural things for our body and our healing journey. So it can help with protecting our neurons and from oxidative damage. It also restores our cellular energy. It helps the mitochondria, which is our factories, our energy potentials of our body and our cells. They work better. So you feel more energy and you have a lot more mental clarity. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, good. You're on that. I was just making sure you're on the page. Okay, so let's go into all of these amazing benefits that are here. And I think that the most important thing that we all understand is inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of almost all chronic diseases. Hydrogen works like a natural firefighter to put out those flames. It blocks pro-inflammatory molecules. It lowers cytokines that cause swelling, pain, and disease. It supports your joint and muscle, so it reduces pain and stiffness from those who suffer from arthritis or after an intense workout. It also calms our gut inflammation, so it can help people with bloating or IBS and digestion issues, all by reducing inflammation that's in the digestive tract. It is great for an anti-allergic effect. Actually, I just had this experience and I've used this a lot as a mom with my kids. My son typically every spring suffers from allergies when the changing of the seasons. And even, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning, he's like, Mom, is it almost springtime? I was like, yeah, why? He's like, I'm feeling that itchiness around my eyes. And I was like, oh, do you want some hydrogen? So I created him some hydrogen in this bottle with some frequencies, and I'll get into how all that's working. But basically within 10 minutes, he cleared up. And before he left for school in 45 minutes, I said, how are you doing? And he's like, I feel fine. And when he came home, he said he was still fine. So this is how it's working. It's reducing the histamine response within inside the body. Hydrogen helps regulate immune signals so your body doesn't go into full attack mode when it's exposed to allergens. Again, it's lowering our inflammation. So it helps with the cascade of immune overreactions that lead to stuffy noses and itchy eyes and skin flare-ups. It also helps reduce the inflammation in your lungs. So it's helping it be easier for breathing that's during these allergy seasons. It's great for anticellular death effects. Look, guys, our cells are dying every day, but we don't want them to die in a large amount because that's when aging and disease happens. So hydrogen helps slow down the process of anti-aging. It protects our DNA and our cells. It shields your cells from oxidative stress, which leads to premature aging and diseases like cancer. It increases our longevity by reducing cellular damage. It helps us stay younger for longer. And it helps support our brain cells and prevent neurodegenerative situations that are linked to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It supports our immune system, and our immune system is the defense team. And so hydrogen is going to make you strong, but not overreacting. It balances the immune system response, prevents overactive immune reactions like autoimmunity, while helping keep your body fighting infections. It reduces chronic infections. Less inflammation means that your body can focus on healing instead of fighting itself. And it helps with autoimmune conditions, calming excessive immune activity. And I wanted to really highlight this because this is something that is extremely deep and passionate to me, that has been a big mission in my journey in the health and wellness space. My mom has had RA for over 30 years. She used to have to go and get infusions, inject herself regularly on a lot of Vicodin. And I found her at Christmas last year having a massive panic attack on the floor and crying because the inflammation within her body raises the inflammation in her brain that then causes anxiety. And so I said, Mom, please, can you just try this water? And she came downstairs within 10 minutes and said, I don't know what's in that voodoo water, but I've never had something benefit and bring me down to calm me so fast. This was the first time my mom has ever wanted to do anything in my biohacking world. And it was something as simple as drinking molecular rich hydrogen water. It also increases with our cellular metabolism. So it helps if you're feeling sluggish or tired or you're wanting to lose a little bit of weight. It helps speed things up naturally. It improves the redox status of our cells. Your cells need balance between the oxidation, which is breaking things down, as well as the reduction, which is the repairing of the body. Hydrogen keeps that balance for us. It reduces our muscle fatigue. So it's great. It helps flush out lactic acid after a large, intense workout. It increases your endurance. So it helps our athletes to perform better and longer. And then it also speeds up the recovery time as well. Another huge benefit that maybe you guys will start to see within the space, it's wonderful for anti-diabetic effects because it helps regulate the blood sugar and protect against diabetes complications. It improves your insulin sensitivity and also protects against nerve and organ damage. So that helps to prevent the complications of diabetes, that nerve pain and kidney issues typically. And it supports your weight loss because it controls your blood sugar spikes and cravings. It improves your cognitive function. I already spoke about how small it is, that it can cross the blood-brain barrier. So it helps with TBIs, ADD, Alzheimer's, and dementia. It protects your DNA and RNA because our DNA is the blueprint to our body. And so the damage leads to aging and disease. So hydrogen helps keep it all intact. It protects us from radiation. Look, every day we are exposed to the sun, electronics, and maybe you had to go do medical scans. Hydrogen is actually shielding us from that damage. It reduces the breakage in our DNA that happens from radiation. It supports recovery from radiation exposure that might happen from X-rays, chemotherapy, or EMS. I mean, how many of you walk around with your phone in your hand every day? And it lowers the risk of radiation-related diseases that helps protective shield over your cells. It protects our mitochondria and increases our mitochondria biogenesis. As we know, the mitochondria are the batteries of our body. Hydrogen helps keep them charged even helps make more of them. So it prevents their mitochondria damage, it boosts our mitochondria growth, and it increases longevity and performance so we can stay active, sharp, and strong as long as we age. All right, let's go into this amazing piece of technology now. So this is not just a hydrogen bottle, all right? This is making therapeutic amounts of hydrogen in the base. Down in the base, the hydrogen is made through this process called electrolysis. Now, some people might ask, do we need to be concerned with EMFs or what's being put out from this device? And luckily, the person that created this device, his name is Nuno Nina, he's a very gifted person and sensitive to energies anyway. So the voltage of the battery that he created is putting out at 2.4 volts. This is the lowest voltage that the certification companies have ever seen create therapeutic amounts of hydrogen. So that's a very important piece that I really love to educate people on, because you're not going to find any other bottles on the market creating that therapeutic dose at such a low volt. In that base as well is a magnetic ring that's mimicking the Earth's magnetic field. So it creates this beautiful toroidal field around the water bottle. Now, if any of you work with clients, you don't need to worry about any complications with pacemakers or pregnant women. The magnetic field is not that big to interact, so that's nothing to be worried about. It also has beautiful chromotherapy. It has 7 different colors, just like our chakra system. So you can choose the color based off of your needs or wants in that moment. And then we have our beautiful 3-phase rich formula. The way that we are creating this hydrogen to actually be absorbable into the cells is extremely important. And that's why we have these 3 pieces all working together. And so the lid itself is creating these frequencies. And maybe you're not familiar with how frequencies work. So frequencies, what it's doing is sending information into the water and restructuring it. Think of if you are using a regular dial radio, and you're trying to find that station and it's staticky and you're like, oh, it's so annoying. Well, that's what that water is ahead of time. It's like bouncing all around inside this water bottle. And then when you turn on the frequencies, it is encouraging and changing the viscosity and the structure of the water to hold the frequencies in those molecules, so your body starts to resonate to create a change instantly. And so really we're creating ancient water that used to be here on Earth. Oh, we want to mute everybody. So when we combine these 3 powerful elements of hydrogen, frequencies, and a magnetic field, you get what is called the synchronicity point. At this moment is when the water is fully activated. And so that means it's hydrating you deeper, it's energizing you longer, and it helps your body function at its absolute best. And so this is why I really feel that Cellpower by LumiVitae is the best hydrogen device I've ever seen on the market. Just so you guys know, this comes from a creator who's had over 20 years of clinical experience with 70,000 patients coming through his clinic. The first thing he does, puts them on their hydrogen protocol. This has a 2-year warranty and a 21-day money-back guarantee, and a beautiful full community that supports you through your whole journey. Nothing is white labeled, nothing is third-partied. We've created everything inside this bottle. If you want to go to the next slide, I'll continue talking while we do that. So I want to talk about this certification here. It is extremely hard to get a certification in the hydrogen community. There's a lot of things that goes into factors: the stability of the hydrogen, the quality of the product, how long it withholds over time, and the amount of hydrogen that it creates. And so I said everything in this bottle is handcrafted and designed by one person. And the thing that is setting us apart from other hydrogen devices on the market really is our membrane. And the membrane is what is actually allowing the bioavailability and the hydrogen to be stable over time. And so our membrane can withstand 100 degrees Celsius water. That's boiling water. Now, I have tested multiple bottles and written many articles about other types of devices on the market for another project that I do. And all the other membranes can only withstand 60 degrees Celsius water. So you cannot properly clean them. You can not use the boiling water in it because that will then quickly deteriorate these membranes. And ultimately, over time, those membranes are going to deteriorate anyway. So this is a huge certification. It's something extremely important that you should always be looking for when you want to invest in your health with molecular hydrogen water. You know, I have so many beautiful things that I've got to experience since I've incorporated molecular hydrogen water. And we have a really beautiful community and container that you guys can all go and learn about these different testimonies that people have experienced, because they're just truly amazing.
Hey.
What people
Hi,
are
sorry.
experiencing with this type of water and how it's actually being absorbed at a cellular level. So I encourage you guys all to do that. Is there another slide you guys want me to go over? Da, 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 da. No. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I hope I wasn't talking too fast, and I'm happy to answer any questions in the chat, but I would like to pass it over to wonderful Cindi Kelly, and it's been such an honor to work with this woman. I've witnessed her greatness for many years, and so it's such an honor to be working with her in this space and with Stephanie. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Colette. Oh my gosh, that was phenomenal. Bless you. You taught me some things today. And yeah, I just want to honor and acknowledge you, Cindi, for your for saying yes to this and supporting me in learning so much about what is going on here with this molecular hydrogen. Cindi actually studied with Dr. Tyler LeBaron in the Molecular Hydrogen Institute, which is very meaningful to me. And so without further ado, will you share a little bit, Cindi, about what is going on with LumiVitae and this incredible company that is working to become this global, just one in every household kind of thing. Like that's the way I'm thinking about it, the iPhone of molecular hydrogen. Take it away.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to follow up to YouTube powerhouses after those presentations. You guys are rocking the house with information. So that's all right. Let's switch gears to freedom. I mean, isn't freedom fun to talk about? I get the fun job. They have to educate on all the science, and I get to talk about freedom. Like, this is great. Love my job. Okay, let's do this. So why are we here? What are we doing? What's the vision of the company, right? A lot of you that are coming to this Zoom are, really interested in the product, wanting to learn about the product. How does this product work? And then you're kind of thinking, well, what is this opportunity to be part of this company? Like, what does that look like? I want financial freedom. I want to work with really cool people. I want to light up the world. Well, that's our vision, to light up the world so we can create the ultimate human experience for everybody. The way I see things are, do you have a product that's incredible? Do you have something that's revolutionary? Do you have something that people truly need? And if all of those come back with a yes, then my brain's like, well, show me the business then, because I'm all in for creating massive abundance in a space where we're helping people and we're serving the planet and our friends and family and mankind. And that's what we're doing here. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're creating the next evolution in technology and in wellness. And we are working with many different pillars all around the hydration space and frequencies as well. What you're looking at here are some of the different things that are part of Lumi. So Elevate, that's our education platform. We're very big on education. We're very big on making sure that we're not just slapping out a hydrogen bottle because, that's cool and trending. Here you go. No, we're educating on hydrogen and why this device and what it means and what it does for the body. Performance, because our products actually have significant studies done on the athletic community and in performance. Wellness, obviously, luminous, right? Beauty, right? Beauty comes from within. And then the abundance piece, which is that there is a financial opportunity as well being part of this family. So we're all about co-creation. This is a beautiful image of some of our leading ladies that we're on a trip to Dubai. So, I mean, how gorgeous does this get? But this gives you an idea of the kind of co-creation we're doing. And this slide gives you a little sneak peek of our community. The picture on the left is a trip we did to Salt Lake City last year. And you can see all of our sexy bottles. Like, how beautiful are those, right? Our bottles they're really gorgeous, you guys. So that's a trip where we're out in the snow. And then on the right side, you had a whole bunch of us that went to Miami last summer. And we were at this very formal, beautiful event that Lumi put on for our team. So give you an idea of just some of the amazing community that we're building. And this right here is an kind of, I think it's really cool. We went, Colette was there as well. And this was the Biohack Yourself documentary premiere in Las Vegas, December, just recently. And actually, Taryn Lee, who is, our CEO and owner, she was featured in this documentary. LumiVitae is featured with Taryn as like the #1 solution of all the biohacks. Like, what's the #1 solution in the space of hydration? Hi, that's us. Here we are. Yay. So I think that's so cool. So here's this picture of me getting all glammed up so that you can see what I look like in sweatpants and you can see what I look like in a fancy dress. Don't ask about the heels. That didn't work out well for me. I kind of had to sit on the floor, but that's okay. You can't tell. They're under the dress. All right, moving on. All right, so a new way. True shared abundance. Well, what does that mean? Like, that sounds really cool. What does that mean? So it's free to join. There's no cost to join and be part of our company. There are generous commissions, which is 100 euros on every Cellpower hydrogen water bottle sale that you refer. If you are in the US, it's slightly over 100 euros, is like a little bit more in dollars. Similar, just if you're wondering how that converts. Build a team and earn as your team refers sales. So for those of you that are like, hey, I just want to, share some bottles and be an affiliate, totally cool. For those of you that want to leverage income and you want to build a team, you want to be a leader, you can do that. And you can also get paid when your team refers sales. You can build teams worldwide. You never have to carry inventory. You do not have any purchase requirements to make. And there's a full complimentary suite of all of the marketing material provided for you to really make this your business that you are in charge of, but that you're not alone in it. And there are opportunities to unlock significant bonuses if you so choose to grow and build a team here with LumiVitae. So one of the things we have that you can leverage are monthly share pools, and you can earn bonuses based on your entire lineage and get paid on total company-wide monthly sales. So how does that work? So based on the number of people that you refer, and then the number of people that they refer, and so on and so on and so on, it could be a level deep or 100 levels deep. It's all revenue generated from you sharing the device, right? So if you think about a company that invests their money on having like shelf space or internet ads, our company is investing that budget into us. And so anything that comes in, whether it's directly from you or 100 generations later because of someone you referred, that all goes into the pool of what your contribution is to the company. And then you take that contribution, and based on what your contribution is, you then get put into these share pools to get paid not just on what your team does, but actually what the entire company does. And that's a new way of thinking. There is an annual company profit pool, which is going to be a significant share pool on the current projects that we have, as well as all of the future projects that we are launching. So stay tuned for those. We have faster bonuses, and faster bonuses are really attractive for people that want to hit the ground running and see what they can do. In 30 days, you can get a free bottle. In 90 days, you can get free bonuses, and 120 the same. So there's a robust plan to help people get their business kicked off swiftly. So where are we now and where are we going? Well, we had the very first bottles ever shipping was like pre-launch November 7th in 2023. And then by the end of, I think a year later, they were at 10,000. And I want to say now in the last couple of months, actually, I think we're closer to 15,000 official affiliates now. So I might actually want to update this. I think we're closer to 15, but we've done a phenomenal job since this was when our very first bottles ever shipped pre-launch. Here's a little graph. Just move this out of my visual away. Okay. So by the end of the year, 2025, we are predicting that we will have 50,000 affiliates. So think about the level of growth that that's going to be. Looking at if we're at say 10 to 15,000 right now, we pre-launched November 7th. And then we had our launch party, which was that image you saw of us in all those dresses in July of 2024. That's when we officially launched, but it was kind of a soft launch. And now we're kind of at the next phase of like getting in and doing road shows and really starting to open up some new markets. So we surpassed $10 million in 2024. And for those of you that have ever looked at how much startups do in their first year, that number is absolutely phenomenal. And what about our second year? Where are we going? Well, we are predicting that we will 10x our growth in 2025 and do $100 million in sales. So if you have ever thought, wow, I want to buckle up and be part of a company that's looking at a trajectory like that, I would say now is a pretty good time if you are in alignment. We have the USA launch show that we're kicking off. It's a road show that we are just about to start in 2 weeks, and I will show you a slide here in just a moment on that. But first, I wanted to just kind of show you guys some of the different areas that LumiVitae is going to take on. And so retail is one, commercial is another. We're also going to be doing medical and wellness clinics. We're going to be doing education platforms, and then partner products and opportunity. The partner products will pay through the entire lineage. And this isn't always the case with a lot of companies. Commercial products will also pay through the entire lineage. So that's another project that we are going to be launching as we start getting into some commercial space too. LumiVitae leadership. Just going to flip through just a couple slides to tell you who a couple of our corporate leaders are. So we've got Taryn Lee. She's the founder and CEO of LumiVitae. So she is an amazing freedom-led visionary who actually kind of did what you see Stephanie, Colette, and myself doing right now. She was in the field building businesses, and she created a 7-figure income for herself doing what we do by falling in love with the product and then the business opportunity. And so to have her at the very top of this company as, you know, the investor in this company, as the founder, as the CEO, she gets it. And she's here to make sure that we scale and we develop and we grow. And so I just love having, you know, this passionate, you know, female one, you know, running this future billion-dollar company, right? Nuno Nina is the inventor of this particular device. So he invented this in his clinic. I think that's kind of important to say because this was invented by a clinician that had over 7 years of using this particular device to give live testimonies. This was not invented by, you know, some company on Amazon. Dr. Michelle Patrick, she's actually the head of education for her company. She's an amazing educator with multiple PhDs, and she will go into all the deep science that you could ever want and more about molecular hydrogen and about the body. And then Dr. Tyler LeBaron is known to be a leading educator in the space of molecular hydrogen, and he really has helped us in many ways with this bottle and with some collaboration on future projects. He's very well respected in this space as the owner of the nonprofit Molecular Hydrogen Institute, and like I said, a leading educator and pioneer in this space of hydrogen. So the last thing I wanted to just kind of throw out there at you guys, some of you that love to travel and see the world, right? Is that fun? I know a lot of us as entrepreneurs, and hey, listen, probably a lot of us that are not entrepreneurs that are stuck at a job probably also would like to get out there and travel and see the world. I wanted to give you guys an example of a couple of the events that Lumi is participating in this year. And this is just 2 of them. This is not everything. So just so you know. But I wanted to show you the next one, which is kind of like the beginning of this kickoff of the US, is we have an event called Desert Smash in Palm Springs. And so Desert Smash is a tennis, pickleball charity event where all the, you know, A-listers, celebs are there to, you know, volunteer for this charity. And guess who's going to be sponsoring the event? You guessed right, Lumi, us. So we're going to actually be there, and that's pretty cool, right? Like all of these top athletes are going to be walking around being hydrated and using our device. So it's a great way to get our name out there. It's a great way for marketing, but these are the type of events that you can actually come to and be a part of. So this is called Desert Smash, and it's in Palm Springs, March 3rd through 4th. And then if you look at the slide to the right, of course, if we're going to be there, we're going to make it educational. So we have an event called Luminaire, and it's the Lit Up Millionaire Mastermind, where we will be training everybody at Lumi how to be a Luminaire, which is a very successful and radiant, glowing, of course, by looking at the image, millionaire. So that's our next event. So if that's something that you are interested in being a part of, let us know, because that is coming up in only a couple of weeks. And then I wanted to share just one other event that is going to be towards the end of the year, but we pull out all the stops, and there's going to be this crazy, amazing safari. And what's so cool about this is that Taryn Lee had a contest back in November where it was based on the number of new customers, new partners, new bottles that you were sharing that month. And then you were going to be able to get golden tickets. And those golden tickets, you were going to get a raffle winner. And that raffle winner was going to get this entire experience. Well, take a guess who happened to win this trip. You might be looking at her. She might be on the Zoom. Yes, Colette Schnabel is literally the winner of this trip. And they just announced that they are going to have 2 more winners. So given that, hey, like 2 more people can win, I was like, let's show everybody, what did she win? Let's show them what she won. So for every 3 bottles that you sell, you get a golden ticket, or what this is called, a Soul Safari. You can read it, Soul Safari. You just can't see that little. It's a golden safari ticket. And so for every 3 you get put in, and this is what that event is going to look like. Private helicopter transfer to the safari, daily safari tours, 5-day luxury safari lodge, and then eat like kings and queens. The entire thing, the entire event is all paid for. So we're super excited that Colette, you get to go, and that they just announced that two more winners are going to get to do a phenomenal, like once in a lifetime experience like this. So between the event in 2 weeks and this event, there are a whole bunch of other things, including a team retreat. I probably could have put a slide on that one today too, that we're doing in Utah, a leadership retreat that actually most of us are all going to together, and who knows what else. But we have a lot of fun. And I think at the end of the day, it's important to have fun at what you do. Otherwise, people don't really want to do it. So we are collaborating with the best people. We are creating the best products. We're sourcing the best education. We are designing the best platform to share your genius and to build freedom and light up the world. So with that said, let's begin. I'm going to stop the screen share and pitch it back over to you, Miss Stephanie.
So good. So exciting. Yeah, a safari's on my bucket list. When you have a cancer diagnosis, you start to think, what do I want to do with the time that I have left? Right? Like it really puts so much into perspective. So I'm gonna be there. You heard it here, everybody. I'm gonna be there. So thank you so much, Cindi. That was wonderful. And as you can see, everybody who's here and or watching the replay, this company's going places. And we're very excited I feel like I'm on a rocket ship that's ascending. And we want you with us. If you want to be with us, we want you with us, either as a customer or as a brand partner. So we're going to open it up to questions and answers right now. But if you need to jump off right now, we totally understand. Be sure to get in touch with the person that invited you here. If you have any other questions, they have a link and you can purchase, or you can get your own link and start sharing the good news about how molecular hydrogen can support you, your family, your loved ones, your clients, your patients, etc. So let's open it up for questions. You can either raise your hand if you know how to do that, or feel free to there's not a lot of us here today, so you can certainly just come off mute, and we will answer any questions that you might have, either about the bottle, the business, molecular hydrogen, We have some very knowledgeable people on the call today. So if you have any questions, sciencey questions, we might be able to answer them. Yeah. And welcome my friend Leslie, who just jumped on. We're at the tail end, Les, but I'll get you the replay. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, right on. I see you now, honey. Anybody?
Hi there.
Oh,
I'm Colette, the other Colette. And I was wondering about the like the plas it's not considered plastic, right? Like what is the bottle where the water goes? Like what is that? Because I've had a lot of questions about like, oh, I should be using glass instead. So if you could just touch on that a little bit.
yeah, Colette, I see your head. Go for it. Either
Yeah,
way.
that's it. Yeah, very good question, Colette, other Colette. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't cover that. So this is medical grade. Oh wait, shoot, sorry, hold on, wait. I just pushed a button. This is medical grade Triton plastic. I was saying the wrong thing for a long time. Titan, I think, but Triton plastic. So medical grade. This is BPA free, but also when I was talking about the temperatures is an important piece because at those high temperatures, other plastics that say they are BPA free still leach BSFs, and BPS, all these other types of gross plastics. And so this does not. That's why this can maintain the high temperature water. But also when people say, why is it not glass? So when you create the hydrogen in the base here, it is creating pressure within the bottle. It's gas. So it has to be able to expand a bit. So if it was glass, the potential for breaking happens. So that's why we have opted with the medical grade Triton plastic. So this is what they use in babies' bottles, they use in hospitals. It's great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, Colette, and thank you, Colette, for the answer. There is a lot to impart about this bottle, so if we have missed anything, we're more than happy to share more. So if you have any other questions,
One last thing I didn't cover.
yeah.
Making more, because a lot of the times people will be like, that's not enough water. You know, people think they have to walk around with that giant, in America, I called them growlers, but I realize you can't say that in Europe, and that's another story that I embarrassed myself with at a conference. But side note, so you don't need to walk around with those giant things of water, because what you actually can do is you can take so this is the bottle, you take this off. In here, you can actually place a larger plastic bottle, 1 liter or 1.5 liter. Now, most of us are here in America. So the bottle that fits in America is Evian. You're going to want to dump that water out. I mean, drink that if you will, but you're not going to want to use that inside here. But you can put the 1.5 liter on here and it makes the hydrogen. And then you can put it into, say, your kids' stainless bottles for school. So they're hydrated all the way throughout the day. This will maintain and hold its integrity of the hydrogen for up to 24 hours if it is in a closed container. Now, another thing to note, if you're doing that, just have it as full as possible inside, because if there's space, that's where the hydrogen has room to come out. So like that is what I would say about the extra piece I forgot.
Wonderful. Thank you. I just noticed that my friend Leslie is in Mexico. We're going to be opening Mexico this year, which is very exciting. We'll be shipping to Mexico this year. We're already finding ways to ship to Mexico right now because I've got friends of mine, colleagues that are interested in the business. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be in all the Americas shortly thereafter, but Mexico for sure by the end of the year.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'm in San Miguel de Allende on vacation. Of course, I am already looking at apartments to rent because this place is amazing. I do have a question. I need to watch the replay. I'm sorry I was late. I lost track of time wandering around the city and then my phone died. So apologies. But question for Colette. Way back in the day when I was selling alkaline water, and we were advised not to put our charged water into metal. for the day because I guess it would sort of diminish the charge or something. And we were told to put them in glass. So I don't know. It sounds like that doesn't apply to the hydrogen water because I think you just mentioned we can put them in our metal bottles. So I just wanted to throw that out there as a clarification. Thanks.
As far as that goes, I'm not familiar so much with the ionizers and what they've been educated on. But I don't know if that has something to do with changing of the alkalinity of the water, which maybe that is because of the metal. Now, within LumiVitae, what we have seen as why specifically with those big ionizers, the reasons they had so much success was because through the process of the ionization at a very large voltage, which then alters their pH and makes it alkaline, in the buy process, they created hydrogen and all of their clients were having these amazing results. And so that's why, and you didn't hear because you missed it, you'll hear in the replay that I talk about the voltage at how high this bottle is made at a very low voltage. So it doesn't change the pH. So the water that we put in is the water that comes out. And so it doesn't change the stability of the hydrogen and it doesn't change the pH of the water. So maybe that might be why they say not to put it in the metal.
Great question. Thanks, Les. Anybody else? Before we bid you adieu? No? All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We're, here for you if you have any other questions or more information about the device or the business. And yeah, God bless you all. Thanks so much, Cindi. Thanks, Colette. And yeah, blessings to everyone. Let's make America and the world healthy again. Woohoo! Bye-bye.